Okay, so true story, I was scared to try tampons because I didn't know if they'd be able to protect like pads. Took me a few tries, but once inserted properly, tampons shouldn't hurt. If you feel it, it's not in far enough. Believe me, it changed my life. Like pads, tampons offer up to 100% leak-free protection, whether you're on the go or chilling at home. Now, I do and wear whatever I want on my period, thanks to the freedom and flexibility I get with adding Tampax to my routine. Learn more at Tampax.com.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, were all her pregnancies
There's no record of her being at any hospital.
That's the father, and he doesn't believe you.
all her miscarriages,
Did you have the babies cremated?
I didn't come on the show to talk about the baby.
all her ultrasounds,
There's no record to the coroner of any twin deaths beyond 20 weeks.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm not going to disclose that information.
all a fake?
I don't owe an explanation.
Listen, I'm trying to clear your name.
I don't need to clear my name. My name's fine with me.
Have you said you were pregnant when you weren't?
And why she stormed off.
Let me out this door. Down my face. I'm done.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Thank you. Yesterday, we began to unravel what Courtney believes is a web of lies and deceit masterminded by her former friend, Aime. Now, Courtney claimed Aime had fabricated multiple pregnancies and babies' deaths, describing her alleged baby scams as very elaborate. From posting sonograms, ultrasounds, and maternity photos, to even having a baby shower for her expected twins and a balloon ceremony in honor of another one of her babies who allegedly died. Now, Courtney says the lies were twisted and unsettling, but Aime insisted Courtney's allegations were all disgusting lies, that she was pregnant, and she came here to tell Courtney to back off. So for the first time in 2 years, these two women came face to face. Here's what happened yesterday.
Aime is a serial con artist. Amy's first pregnancy came after having just one date with her boyfriend. I saw many ultrasounds that Aime had sent me, but there was never any personal information to indicate that they were Amy's. 19 weeks into her pregnancy, she claimed to have had a miscarriage. Everyone was devastated. Amy's boyfriend and I never saw a single shred of physical evidence that the baby did pass away.
Nothing registered with you in the beginning.
No, everything seemed pretty normal.
So you were in the business
Yes.
of ultrasounds, right?
Yes.
Did you offer to do this with her?
Many times. She would always make an excuse to not come.
Did that send off bells in your mind? Were you wondering?
I would ask her something like that, and then a few days later, she would send me a picture of an ultrasound she had at the hospital where she was going.
They were always edited,
Yes.
and she would write on them, but never any identifying information on them.
No. Shortly after Amy's miscarriage with Ava, she miraculously became pregnant again. Everyone was shocked. Over the process of her pregnancy, she showed us multiple ultrasounds, and once again, there was never any personal information to indicate that they were Amy's. I really became suspicious of Aime when she wasn't getting any bigger. It was absolutely crazy.
She says she got pregnant just 4 weeks after a miscarriage.
Yes. Aime told me that she went to the hospital because of labor pains. She was suffering a placental abruption. One of the children died instantly, and the other one only lived for 20 to 30 minutes. Aime told me that she was so distraught that she ripped her IV out and took a $250 cab ride home. I don't know any hospital that would let someone that just suffered such a traumatic experience leave. No one ever saw the bodies. With all the inconsistencies in her story, the family decided to confront her. A few days later, Aime packed her stuff and completely disappeared.
Any baby that is lost after 20 weeks has to be reported.
Yes.
There was conversation with the coroner. There were no fetal deaths matching 33 weeks of gestation in 2016. He goes on to say There were no twins over 20 weeks, period. Then we take photos of the twins Amy sent to her ex-boyfriend's family. Notice the different bedding. The hospital statement regarding the bedding is we use one standard set of bedding. These two babies are not in the same hospital.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
No. Even after Amy was caught in all of her lies with her fake pregnancy here, she turned right back around and did the same thing in Florida. A bunch of mothers from a support group contacted me, and we all decided to create the No Friend of Mine scam page. This past spring, one member of our scam group found pictures of Amy on social media with a pregnancy announcement. Of course, with multiples, with a new man. Me and the members of the group immediately took action to find members of his family to warn them.
Apparently at a gender reveal party, he confronts her and says, hey, are you really pregnant? She could have easily gotten a pregnancy test, but did not. Amy, please come out and join us. What is your theory about why she is focused on you?
I think Courtney still has a lot of issues in her own life that she hasn't resolved that she needs to self-work on. I mean, it's been almost 2 years now. That's why I'm here today to want to ask what the hell the problem is. Because I'm so pissed. I'm only came here to tell you, you haven't broke me. You can keep pushing all your little buttons, Courtney, and doing what you want. So I'm going to tell you now, keep it up, and it's all going to come back to bite you in the ass.
You want to hang her or get her help?
She needs help. She obviously needs help. She has 2 daughters. I would like to see her daughters have a good role model and not someone that would do some of the things she's done and have them have a nice, happy mom to look up to. That's the main reason why I want her to get help.
You know, you heard me ask her, does she want to hang you or help you? And that I think that what she said goes too far. And what I want to ask you is if I go through a history and a timeline here and ask you some different questions, are you ready, willing, and prepared to be completely honest?
Yeah? Yes, sir.
Well, think about that a second, because we all get asked that question, and the socially acceptable response is to say yes. But, you know, we all go through life and we get shaped by our experiences, things that happen to us, and we react in different ways. And oftentimes we'll make a choice that maybe seems like a good idea at the time, and then next thing we know, we've kind of made a bad choice, and then that leads to another bad choice, and then we think, oh my God, I've made 2 bad choices, now I have to make a 3rd one, or the first 2 look really bad, and I don't know how to undo that. Are there things that you have said and done that, in fact of the matter, really weren't true?
In regards to?
Anything about all of this business about pregnancies and that sort of thing. What would you think of someone, I'm not even talking about you yet, but what would you think of someone that did lie about a pregnancy and the death of a baby and caused people to get their hopes up and then go through loss and grief and mourn? If somebody did that and it was made up and caused people all that pain, what would you think about a person like that?
I want to think they were a great person. I think they'd have issues that they needed to deal with in life.
What do you think would make somebody do that? And again, I'm talking hypothetically. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking hypothetically. Why do you think somebody would do that if they did that?
I'd say relationship status, wanting to be pregnant.
Do you think that kind of person would be in a lot of pain themselves?
I'd say yeah. I would think they were.
I mean, they wouldn't necessarily be malicious. They might just be in a lot of pain themselves.
I'd say yeah.
Have you ever exaggerated your circumstance about being pregnant or being further along than you were, or declaring yourself pregnant before you were certain that you were pregnant?
Yeah.
How so?
Right after we got pregnant, and then shortly after getting pregnant, I took a pregnancy test and was sure that I was pregnant at the time, and some of the HCG was actually still from the prior pregnancy that was detected, and I got pregnant a couple weeks after the fact of thinking I was pregnant, yes.
So you thought you were pregnant, but you weren't, but then you got pregnant
Correct.
later. Are you pregnant right now? Did you send a text that you had terminated the pregnancy and one baby was missed, so you're still going to be parents?
I don't even know what number that's from.
Your current phone number. And later, the father asked you for proof that you were pregnant.
And he did get proof.
We asked you for it, and you didn't provide it. Have you said you were pregnant when you weren't? We all want to live a longer, healthier life, but to make the right changes, you need to know what today's experts are really recommending and understand what it means. That's what the Wellness at the Speed of Light podcast is all about. Spine surgeon Dr. Stenokropi is on a mission to help you become the CEO of your own healthcare. As the host of Wellness at the Speed of Light, he's sharing his knowledge as a healthcare insider and bringing you insights from experts across different fields. Wellness at the Speed of Light will be there to guide you on your health journey. Now, I found the episode Resilience is the Key to Longevity with Dr. Steven Sideroff fascinating. They discuss his book, The 9 Pillars of Resilience, to help you engage with the world. Start taking charge of your health today. Listen and subscribe to Wellness at the Speed of Light on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. Check out the Wellness at the Speed of Light podcast now.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. Brake kits, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Plus, at these prices, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply.
Are you pregnant right now?
Absolutely not.
Did you terminate a pregnancy in April of this year?
The end of March, early April? No, it wasn't terminated.
What happened to that pregnancy?
It actually all went into my suicide attempt as well, so.
Did you send a text to the father's sister that said that you had terminated the pregnancy and one baby was missed, so you're still going to be parents in October?
No.
Did you send this?
No.
Who sent that?
I don't even know what number that's from.
It was
Text
from your
message.
phone number,
Okay. I didn't send it.
your current phone number.
Okay. I had already went through my suicide attempt by this time. So if I sent this message, I was definitely on medication at that time.
Let's talk about your suicide attempt, because in your pre-interview with us, you said, I took 108 pills, drank 3 miniature bottles of vodka, drove the car to a desolate location. The phone was pinged and the police found me. I was unconscious Tuesday through Thursday. Okay? But the police report on April 3rd of this year said a white van was driving recklessly, conducted a traffic stop. The driver took approximately 100 plus pills, multiple empty pill bottles located. In purse was a suicide note, was sorry.
Well, I mean, the police report, I can't acknowledge. The pre-interview, I can't, obviously. The police report, I have no clue.
But then the hospital discharge said Aime only took 11 pills, 4 Xanax, 4 Elavil, 2 Aleve PM throughout the night, passed medical assistant exam and were partying. Suicide homicide risk assessment denies active suicidal intent, urges or plan, denies suicide note, denies overdose being intentional, just an accident, combined alcohol and prescription medications, which she took extra. Well, which of the three is right?
The first one's accurate. The second one's obviously has to be accurate as well because it's the police report. The third one, I stated I had took anywhere between 11 and 100 pills.
Were you suicidal or not?
Absolutely. I was. Life was hell. Like, I was going through hell and back.
And what was going on at the time?
I was still dealing with a lot of issues with Courtney. Obviously, still going on with the hate pages. I was dealing with moving back. I had obviously had to leave, and I had permanently relocated to Florida by that time. I had been in a relationship. Courtney's hate page actually ended up messaging her, or people off the page messaged his whole entire family about my life and things of that nature. So I was just in a up and down whirlspin at that time.
This was a few days after you had a gender disclosure party?
Correct.
And the father asked you for proof that you were pregnant?
Correct. And he did get proof. He got hospital papers with blood results that I handed to him. And he still moved.
Well, actually, what he got was this discharge summary from April 1st, 2017, 10:18 p.m. Patient's name, Amy, and on discharge, vomiting in pregnancy.
Correct.
Zofran for nausea.
He also had, there was like several pieces of paper connected to that. There was labs and everything with that.
Well, there wasn't any pregnancy test with it.
The blood, the HCG. They would not diagnose me vomiting in pregnancy.
We asked you for it, and you didn't provide it. Any paperwork showing that you were pregnant, and you didn't provide it?
I provided one piece of paper to one of your staff members.
No.
This is only the one then that was taken out of my phone. It's the only one I had in my phone, so.
Have you said you were pregnant when you weren't?
No.
So when you were having that memorial service and releasing those balloons to memorialize Ava, that was legitimate?
Correct.
Is there any reason that I would have evidence to the contrary?
In regards to just me and my, pregnancy? No. I wouldn't think so. If there was a question, I'm sure I'd be able to answer it.
Okay, Amy claims that she endured the loss of her twins all alone.
And Ava.
And Ava. But messages from her Facebook sure make it appear as if the father was right by her side giving a play-by-play. We'll talk about why that is after the break.
After the twins had passed, I want to see their bodies. I wanted to say my goodbyes. I had never gotten to see any of the children. I couldn't find the baby.
And later,
You can let me out this door right now. Sit down in my face.
Yeah, you can't go there.
we spoke with the father of Amy's alleged deceased first set of twins. He claims he's so embarrassed he believed Amy was pregnant twice that he's asked to remain anonymous. But here's what he had to say.
Amy claimed to have 2 pregnancies. The first one, she made it to 19 weeks, and I was actually on vacation, and she said that she had a miscarriage. And then a second pregnancy not long after that of twins, and once again I was on vacation, and she said that they were stillborn. I had never gotten to see any of the children. I was never at the hospital for it. She would never really give me the chance to go to any of her appointments. I would take days off of work, but she would say that they got changed last minute. I did not see her name on any documents. I made a nursery in my home, and we had a baby shower. After the twins had passed, I was just in disbelief and just was heartbroken. Like I said, I want to see their bodies, I want to see death certificate, I want to see hospital records. There's no record of her being at any hospital in a 100-mile radius. She just had 2 pictures of just 2 different babies. I couldn't tell if they're dead or alive. Amy would change her story up. At one point she said that she went to Chicago and she found a place that does late abortions. That's one of my fears, that she had them somehow and they're living and she's trying to keep that a secret from me. This is sort of like a game for her. She sees how much she can get away with, and then she just moves on to her next person that she can con. She's a sociopath. She's just a terrible person. It was a very stressful time and very depressing time in my life.
Well, that's the father, and he doesn't believe you, and it's caused a lot of pain in his life.
He doesn't, but I was throwing up so drastically that he was giving me fluids to keep that down.
Okay. Well, that doesn't change whether you were pregnant or not.
Yes.
And he doesn't believe that you were, not once but twice.
Okay, that's fine.
Here's some messages that Amy sent while in the hospital. It came from your phone during the twins' deaths. February 19th, 6:35 a.m. This is Amy's spouse. You and the group have come to mean a lot to Amy. Twins were born last night by emergency C-section. So.
Didn't have my phone though. That's the thing. Just like I didn't have my phone and I didn't have access to this web page. I pulled myself off of Facebook quite early.
Okay, well, who's sending this message?
This is off of his phone.
It's your Facebook is what it is. I don't know whether you typed it from your phone or whatever.
I pulled access off of my Facebook.
Okay, February 20th, 8:54 a.m. Amy isn't aware of anything at this current time due to her blood loss. She doesn't know we have lost the son. She doesn't know daughter is now on life support. Amy did wake up today and she asked for the babies. We did have to tell her.
None of this ever happened though.
February 22nd, 8:08 a.m. Amy's bleeding has picked up. She received another unit of blood this morning. Daughter, seen no improvement. She still cannot support herself. February 23rd, 2:18 p.m. Amy has been awake for almost 2 to 3 hours. I'm sure she will soon post to the page when she's feeling up to it. Now, that's supposedly by him from the hospital to your page. Was he there or was he not there?
No, he definitely was not there, and that's not from me. I didn't have my phone on me for several days. Just like this online pregnancy page, I wasn't on Facebook for quite some time.
Okay, what day did you leave the hospital?
I can't recall. It's in the notes.
Well, the notes say you left hospital on February 19th.
Well, it obviously wasn't the 19th. I mean, it's been 2
Well,
years.
that's the
I don't have the
notes.
dates.
Because on February 19th at 9:31 a.m., you said, made home. They can't keep you when you check out.
Okay, I still didn't have my phone though. It's a thing. All these text messages aren't coming from me. That's where this is like a big joke to Courtney because it's like some catfish
But you're at home now, so you do have access to
No,
everything.
the phone, I didn't have the phone and I wasn't on Facebook. That phone had been misplaced. And then it amazingly showed up, which is funny because our house never was locked. Courtney always had access to it. Her ex-husband always had access to our house.
Okay. Now, you went into the hospital when?
I don't recall the exact dates.
Well, you went in by helicopter, right?
No.
You said that you went into what hospital?
One in Chicago. I won't disclose it. And legally, I know I don't have to.
Well, you don't have to do anything.
Right.
But you didn't go in the hospital in Peoria?
No.
Well, here's a text message that you sent. You don't have to come to Peoria right now. His family is starting to arrive. I will text you once I've done all the paperwork with the people who handle the funeral. Courtney, did they take you by ambulance all the way to Peoria? Amy, no. Helicopter took 15 or 20 minutes of that.
Yep.
Okay, so you did go to Peoria?
No, I just didn't want Courtney to know where I was. We were not getting along at that time. I already said no, I was not in Peoria. It was none of her business where I was.
But it was in Illinois, just not Peoria.
Was in that area, yeah. I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like I owe them an explanation. And sitting up here, I certainly don't owe Courtney an explanation. I don't feel like I owe the family an explanation, because if I did have to provide an explanation, I still wouldn't. Sitting here after going through counseling, what I've learned is it's my life. I'm going to grow and I'm going to change. My past is my past. If my dates are wrong, then I'm sorry. If I made mistakes, then I'm sorry. But that's not who I am now. That's 2 years ago. People need to grow up and move the heck on. But sitting on the stage, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want an honest opinion, I can't stand Courtney. Can't stand her. If you still have a hate page up 2 years later, there's a problem.
Did you have the babies cremated?
Not going to answer that. I don't owe Courtney an explanation.
And later,
I'm telling you guys right now with your false I came on this. Do you think for 1 minute you guys are joke?
you got pregnant 4 weeks after you miscarried Ava with triplets, actually, right?
There was one, the spot, yeah, there was a spot that they thought was, yes.
Okay. It was 4 weeks after the miscarriage.
Sure, about 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, joining us is Dr. Nita Landry. She's a board-certified OBGYN and is one of the stars of the award-winning show, The Doctors. Dr. Nita, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Is it even possible for a woman to get pregnant 4 to 6 weeks after a miscarriage? That's a long shot, right?
Yeah, it's possible. Absolutely. Knowing that it's twins or triplets within 4 to 6 weeks, that would not be possible. So that story in totality would not be possible, because once you ovulate, then you have to have fertilization, and then you have to have implantation, and then the babies need time to grow so that we can see it on sonogram. So within 4 to 6 weeks, that's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't announce we were pregnant with twins or triplets until like 9 weeks. The photo we took is like 9 weeks because the HCG levels were off because of the miscarriage loss, which was the reason there was a positive pregnancy test to start with.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what you said before.
In regards to what?
To the pregnancy. In terms of the timeline of the pregnancy after Ava, the second pregnancy.
Yeah, we did get pregnant immediately.
What are the odds of getting pregnant that soon after?
It depends on the specific clinical situation. However, it's possible to get pregnant within a month after having a miscarriage. It's just that it takes a lot of people longer than that.
In the state of Illinois, and I'm sure it's true in any state, if there's a death of a child beyond 20 weeks, then there's a coroner's report, right?
Yes, there definitely should be some documentation of the baby being born and what happened, what transpired after that.
And there's no record with the coroner of any twin deaths beyond 20 weeks.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm not going to disclose that information.
Disclose what? I'm not asking you to disclose.
In regards to, there's obviously not a report. I will say, okay, there's not a report, and agree with you that you can't find a report.
Why are you different? Why do you, out of everybody in the state of Illinois, don't have to disclose?
No, I'm not saying I don't have to disclose the fact of dead babies. First of all, I'm not saying I don't have to disclose the fact of dead babies. I'm saying I do not have to disclose why there's not a report on file in my circumstances. I'm not going to address the circumstances of this issue, like this particular issue. I know what you're asking me. I mean, I could sit on your stage and I may look like a total ass, to you, and that's fine, but there's certain stuff I'm not going to disclose. I don't owe an explanation. I don't. Not for this.
Did you send pictures of the children after they were deceased?
Nope, because I don't have pictures of the deceased.
Did you have the babies cremated?
Not going to answer that. I didn't come on this show to talk about the baby. I didn't come on the show to talk about it.
Listen, I'm trying to clear your name so you don't have to put up with this stuff.
But the thing is, I realized going through therapy, I don't need to clear my name. My name's fine with me. I know what's right when I go to sleep at night. I don't owe Courtney an explanation. Fact of the matter is, it's coming down to criminal charges for her, and she can keep putting stuff on the pages. It's been 2 years. It's cyberbullying. It's severe criminal harassment. I'm not above the law whatsoever, but I know what legal rights I have, and I don't have to explain them to Courtney.
You raising money?
That's something that I'm going to have to discuss in front of Courtney, because I was under the impression I didn't have to.
I would think you'd want to
Not in front of Courtney. No, absolutely not with Courtney. You can let me out this door right now.
George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie Wolves is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie Wolves,
You can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it, so do it.
definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it, it's cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
You have a foundation. You're raising money.
On my face? Oh, yeah. That's something that I'm going to have to discuss in front of Courtney, because I was under the impression I didn't have to.
You know, I would think you'd want to
Not in front of Courtney. No, absolutely not with Courtney sitting here.
Well, we'll excuse Courtney for a few minutes. Let's excuse you for a few minutes, because I would think you'd want to promote your...
I do, but not with Courtney.
But she's gone.
Okay.
Okay, now tell me about your foundation.
It's a nonprofit org. You have to apply for a 501c3 license, and you also have to apply for a exemption to raise funds and participate in events and things like that. It's to help veterans that are homeless. We also talk to individuals online if they're having PTSD, suicide issues, things like that. And our ultimate goal is to make sure that not only veterans are established as individuals and getting the help that they need, but also other people, spouses and things of that nature that need their help. We haven't been able to proceed, we're not allowed to do a lot with the org at all until a 501c3 is cleared.
Okay. Here's what Amy told us about her nonprofit. She gives us a little information about it, so.
I have a fake Instagram page where I can follow Amy and check in on what she's doing. Recently, I found out that she is starting a non-for-profit organization.
I'm currently part of an organization. I'm working with David, and he's the veteran. I connected with him on Instagram, and we had a long phone conversation about how we were both into helping veterans and helping others with mental health issues, whether it's bullying, which I've dealt with, PTSD, depression, things like that. We've actually had the opportunity to participate in a few events, and we've been blessed with raising $3,000 so far for the org.
She alleged to donate to veterans or people that have been suffering from Hurricane Irma. Amy is illegally taking donations without having their non-for-profit 501c3 clearance.
We're actually waiting on our 501c3 clearance to go through, and then we'll be able to start using those donations the best we can as an organization.
In order to have a non-for-profit group, you have to pass background checks. And Amy's not going to pass a background check. If David actually knew it was good for him, he would cut all his losses and run.
You can let me out this door right now. First of all, you better get your information straight.
David, thanks for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Do you... Do you have that effect on all women in your life? What happened here? I missed the...
I'm not sure.
What did she say to you?
She just said she was upset about Courtney.
From what I understand, she was raging backstage and throwing water bottles at people and really being quite oppositional.
You guys falsified. You know what? That's fine, dude. That's fine. I'm telling you right now, Justin.
What falsified?
Falsified my ass. I'm telling you guys right now with your false I came on this. Do you think for 1 minute you guys are joke? Where the are my bags? Get out of my face.
No, Andrea, I don't, because you lied to me too. I just heard it. Don't talk to me, Andrea. No, I don't all the time. Here's the one time. You screw you. You lied to me. I just heard it on tape.
I want my phone and I want to go to the airport.
I'm done.
Nobody
I'm
wants
done.
you to.
I'm done.
We'll take a break and be right back.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I don't have a problem just getting butt naked and walking down the street.
I do believe that my brother is mentally ill.
My son's delusions include that he's owed a $700 billion fortune and that he's engaged to Rihanna.
I would like you to respect me. Maybe Dr. Phil can explain that. Explain that to me.
Don't tell me who to talk to. I talk to who I want to.
Look at these jeans right here. I designed these in real life.
I'll ask you to have a seat and let me finish.
Well, you're not saying anything, so I'm saying hurry up and finish.
Well, you got somewhere to be?
I produced and wrote a whole entire album for Beyonce. My sister likes to think that I ain't
No,
doing
you're
this album
mentally
was produced,
disturbed.
Like, she thinks she's important.
Maybe you
because
should
she's on
find
Love and
some way to
Hip Hop
tap back into reality.
America, welcome to my family.
That's tomorrow.
So, tell me your involvement in this whole story.
Well, we met on Instagram, and I do motivational writing, and she wrote to me and just said,
she wrote to you?
She said, I love what you're doing. You're probably helping millions of people, and I said, thank you, and we just kept talking.
What did she tell you about her brother?
That he took his own life.
That he took his own life?
Yes, sir.
How did he do that?
She said with a gun.
That he actually had to shoot himself twice?
Yes, sir.
To complete. I think once it went through the cheek or something, and he had
That's
to
what I was told, yes, sir.
crawl over. The gun fell, he had to crawl over, get it, and shoot himself a second time to complete the task.
Yes, sir.
We ask everybody when they come here, we do structured interviews with them, just as we did you.
Yes, sir.
And you remember we asked you, do you have siblings? And are they all living? And if so, how old they are, and are they married, single, whatever? She told us that she had lost a brother at 18 months old.
Okay.
Just that when he was a baby, she had lost a brother.
Okay.
That was the only brother, and that was when she lost him in her life. She didn't say anything at all about a brother committing suicide. And the point about the foundation is we searched high and low in the registry, and there's no registration for her foundation, because if you do raise money and you're under the impression it's a 501c3 and it's not, which means people that are giving might think it's deductible, and it's not.
Right.
So then they claim a deduction and it's disallowed. Then they come back to you and they're upset. And if it's a fraud in the inducement, where they claim that they have a shared experience of losing a brother or something like that, and they find out that's not true, now you're in all kinds of problems.
Right,
so I'm just telling you to protect you.
Yes, sir.
That does not seem to be the case.
We've been very transparent about everything that we've been doing with the organization, and as far as letting people know that the paperwork isn't put through completely yet, so that if there are any kind of donations they're giving to us, it is under the impression that we haven't completed our registration yet.
Yeah, and you can do that with it pending. We'll take a break and be right back. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Well, I've asked Courtney to come back out because I have some things I want to say to her. You've done your duty. It's time for you to say, I can let this go. I've done my social responsibility. I can move on. I'm done. I can move on. You need to give yourself permission to do that. And you really have helped some people. Pass the baton to me, and
I will gladly.
And move on.
I will gladly.
You guys are. I get asked a lot, who does that? I'm the incurable optimist, and I don't think Amy is an evil person or a bad person. People lie for several different reasons. To take what is not rightfully theirs, escape accountability, create a fantasy or a false self-esteem to escape their mundane life. On the ugly side, they do it to inflict pain, avoid punishment, feel better in the moment, steal admiration, gain an advantage to exploit others. These are the reasons that people lie.
It doesn't matter about your past. It doesn't matter about the things that you've done. It doesn't matter about your criminal history.
I'm only doing this because you deserve this, and I'm only doing this because Courtney doesn't deserve it.
Thank you. There you go.
I'm going to excuse you now because Amy and David had said that they'll come out for a few minutes and we'll see what she has to say. We'll let you go off this way here and listen, thank you really so much. You've done a good thing.
Let's help people.
No, because you know what? I'm going to pull away from yours.
We're already part of it. Let's just do this. Want to go finish this?
No, I thought I did, but looking at you, I don't.
She's walking away.
Well, never mind. That apparently was a lie. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a very special thank you to Dr. Nita Landry. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time. So long.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive.
Are you driving your car or doing the laundry right now? Podcasts go best when they're bundled with another activity, like Progressive home and auto policies. They're best when bundled too.
Having these two policies together makes insurance easier and could help you save. Customers who save by switching their home and car insurance to Progressive save over $775 on average.
Quote a home and car bundle today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $779 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states.